It's Mark Frisco with Century 21 New Millennium here, your local real estate expert. I'm going to go ahead and give you the real estate statistics for the year of 2020 as it pertains to St. Mary's County, and then I'll follow up with the month of December in 2020. I have wanted to do these videos for a really long time, and fortunately with a partnership with thebaynet.com, I have the ability to provide you guys with some awesome market statistics on a regular basis. My plan is to give you the monthly statistics moving forward, and then of course every January I will give you the annual statistics. So let's jump right in. First number we have is overall sold volume. We have $712 million worth of sales in St. Mary's County in 2020 versus $551 million in sales in 2019. That is a 29% increase. The reason for that increase is twofold. Number one, more units were sold, and number two, it was because of the fact that the sales prices have increased, which we'll talk about in just a second. Average sold price, there it is, $336,000 versus $301,000 in 2019. We went up 11.5% in the average sales price. So congratulations if you own a home in St. Mary's County. Your equity just went up. Your home's value just went up by 11.5%. That's pretty amazing. That's better than most stock portfolios. So the units sold for the year 2112 and 1824 in 2019. So the units went up even though the inventory is really, really tight and there hasn't been many houses on the market. Whatever does come on the market is obviously selling because the units went up. Average days on market went down from 53 in 2019 to 35 in 2020. But what's most important to take a look at is that actually we had, in the first 10 days, we had 992 properties sell in the first 10 days, and then another 247 properties sold in the next 10 days, and we had 56 properties sell before they ever even hit the market with 0 days on market. What's interesting about that is it means that half of the properties listed, over half of the properties listed, sold in less than 20 days. So if you do everything properly, you play your cards right, you should sell in that time frame in this market. So the final number I have for you for the annual statistics is the original sales price to list price ratio, the original list price to sales price ratio, and those numbers are 96.5% for 2019, versus 98.7% in 2020. That is a 2.2% increase. So what that means is that on average, the price that it's listed for and the price of the house that actually sells for, the difference was about 1.3% in 2020 versus 3.5% in 2019. A lot less negotiation going on in the 2020 market. So let's roll over and let's take a look at the stats for December of 2020 in St. Mary's County, starting with new listings. 141 new listings for the month of December. That is a 50% increase year over year. December 2019, we only had 94 new listings. Now, why would that happen? The reason for that is because people know the market's hot. They know the inventory's low here in the winter, and they're pushing their properties on the market even earlier in the month of December because they're taking advantage of the fact there's a lot of buyers looking and not many houses on the market. Although November 2020 versus December 2020, we actually went down 23%, 23.8%. Most of that's seasonal. Whenever you get around the holidays and wintertime, the listing inventory will start to dip, but obviously a big jump over last year's. So new pendings, properties under contract. We actually went up 43% in properties under contract year over year following that listing number that we saw before. We had 106 properties that went under contract in December 2019 versus 152 in 2020. And then, of course, we're down again, November to December, down a little bit, down 21%. Our overall closed sales, here's the interesting thing, still up 6.3% over November of 2020, up 22.4% from December of 2019. So we sold more properties month over month and year over year, which is interesting because we had less new listings come on the market, less new properties under contract, but we still sold more month over month. The reason for that is the market continues to saturate the inventory that's there, driving the inventory even lower, which is scary. I mean, it's scary and it's good. It's good if you're a seller. So that takes us over to the median sold price, not to be confused with the average sold price that we just discussed. Median sold price for St. Mary's County went from $289,500 in 2019 to $329,945 in 2020. That is a 14% increase, and we had almost no change November to December in median sales price. So that means that the median sales price up 14% year over year. That is twofold. Number one, we didn't have the low, usually values dip in the wintertime. We didn't have that this year, so they stayed strong. And then in addition to that, they were still going up, which made it a total 14% increase year over year. So active listings right now, 143 active listings on the market. When you compare that to 202 sales, that means we have about 3 weeks worth of inventory. It is a very, very tight inventory market right now. Just so you know, it becomes a seller's market when we have less than 3 months of inventory. I just said we only have 3 weeks. That tells you how good of a market it is to be a seller. Average days on market right now, 26 for the month of December. That deviates, I think, a little bit. It's a little bit lower than our overall annual number. I think that's a little bit higher than some of the other numbers I've seen, but still good nonetheless. Original list price to sold price ratio, 98.8%, still trending upwards overall for the month of December. Those are our stats for the year, for the month of December. Remember, I am your local real estate expert. My goal is to be your realtor for life. My team is all about taking care of our clients and making sure that they make sound decisions as it pertains to real estate, and knowing these statistics is a very big part of that. Thank you so much for watching this, and you can reach me at the number below if you're interested in buying or selling a home.